Guys, what is going on? My name is Chris Colgan. I am a real estate agent here in the Lake Anna, Virginia. If you are thinking about buying a house or maybe a vacation home in Lake Anna, well, this video is for you because as someone who's grown up going to Lake Anna and we have a house at the lake, these are 7 reasons why you might not want to buy a house or move to Lake Anna, Virginia. Let's get right into it. Number 1, the whole reason that the lake was actually made is there's actually a power plant there. Now, it's actually a pretty safe power plant, but it's owned by Dominion Energy, and what happens is it takes the water out of the cold side of the lake, puts it through, or the public side, through the other side to the warm side of the lake or the private side. So yes, you are living there next to a nuclear power plant that's been there since the 70s. Now, this power plant does power a lot of the data centers in Northern Virginia and all kinds of other areas and creates a lot of jobs and never had any issues with it. But number 1 reason why you might not want to live there or have a house there is going to be a nuclear power plant. Number 2, no, I'm obviously not a scientist. I am a real estate agent. So if you're thinking about buying a home at Lake Anna, Virginia, definitely text me at the number below or shoot me an email, info@colganteam.com. Now, when we don't get a lot of rain or it's been very hot in the summer, certain parts of the lake will get something called an algae bloom, and a lot of times the state will come out and test water. Well, guess what? When there is an algae bloom, you cannot swim or be near that part of the lake, especially small children or animals, as they can get sick. Now, the part where my family's house is on the public side of the lake, we've never really had it, but then this year it was extremely hot all the time. And then next thing you know, there was hardly any rain, and there ended up being an algae bloom in our part of the neighborhood, and we could not swim in the water. Now, I know some people will ignore that, which I would definitely not recommend that you do, but keep in mind, if you own a vacation rental and you buy one that's near one of the algae blooms that comes very often, that might be a hindrance to renters, things like that. So you definitely want to check out parts of the lake. That's where we can come in and tell you more about that. But the algae blooms are definitely something that happened. There was a little bit of an E. coli scare this year. There's a part of the lake where everyone goes out and parties, and I believe it happened on that day. They could never find the E. coli again, and that was definitely a scare, but algae bloom would definitely be number 2 for sure. Number 3 is going to be lack of like shopping and entertainment. Now, obviously this is a place that you would go to kind of take the family, enjoy some time off. You're not really going to shop at Saks Fifth Avenue there at Lake Anna. But if you're looking for like a mall or maybe even high-end grocery stores, you know, like a Trader Joe's or a Wegmans, you are definitely not going to find it at Lake Anna. There is a Food Lion there, which is a very nice grocery store, and they're building some other things there, like a new hotel. There's all kinds of like a pier coming in, all kinds of different things. But there is definitely not a good amount of shopping. You don't really have any chain restaurants as well. Plenty of nice local restaurants. But if you're someone who's like, hey, I want to go out every night and go out to dinner, or I want to go shopping with my family, you're going to have to drive over to Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is about a 45-minute drive away, or maybe even Richmond, Virginia, which is about 90 minutes away. But keep in mind, down at Lake Anna, there's not plenty of shopping, dining, and all of that to do. Number 4 is going to be the boat traffic can get very crowded on the weekends. Keep in mind, you have a lot of people that bring their jet skis or their power boats down from Washington, D.C. area, or pretty much all over Virginia to that lake. It can get pretty crowded and very dangerous to the point that some of the holiday weekends, like maybe Memorial Day or July 4th, me and my family, we won't even go out on the water because the weekend is just way too crowded. I know that they have police on the boats and the water there that pull over a lot of people. The jet ski people can especially get very dangerous on this lake. Everyone thinks they are a professional jet skier. There's certain corners there at the lake that can be sharp that you've got to just be careful when you go around, because everybody that has a fast boat thinks they're a professional boat driver, but the lake can actually get pretty crowded. Now, during the week, even in peak summer, it's not that crowded, but sometimes it can be pretty crowded and dangerous. I would never recommend taking your boat out at night. I've seen some people do that, and yes, you can have lights on and all that things, but certain things can pop up at that lake, and it can be very dangerous, so definitely keep that in mind. There can be a lot of boat traffic. Number 5, if you are looking to buy a vacation home, we can get with you, get you some numbers of what they would look like, what type of the Airbnb stats would look like. We can actually pull a report for you. We're gonna put in the comment section below a link where you can search homes for sale in the Lake Anna area, and we can definitely do a Zoom with you and talk more about your purchase and help you go through that. But keep in mind, if you're looking for waterfront property, it is going to be really expensive, sometimes in the multi-millions of dollars, depending on the lot. My parents bought their lot a long time ago, and even even back then, it was very expensive. So keep that in mind for sure. Also, if you're looking to do it as like an Airbnb or a rental property, even if it's not on the lake, you're going to want a property that has some kind of lake access or a public boat ramp, something like that that can be used. You want people to be able to go to the lake and actually enjoy it. They don't want to be 20 miles away from the lake. They at least want to be somewhat close, maybe even a community area where you can go enjoy the lake. There also is the state park there as well. But keep in mind, properties can get really expensive. Like I said, you can get a house off water with a boat slip for $500,000 to $600,000, or maybe even a townhouse on the water, $700,000-800,000. But when you're talking nice, beautiful vacation style homes that rent out with furniture, they can be upwards of $1.5 to $2 to $3 million. But I've seen people get some crazy money during the summer, like $15,000-20,000 a week for their rental. So definitely keep that in mind. That's something that we can talk to you about. And just like I said, shoot me a text at the number below or email me info@colganteam.com. Let's keep going through my list here. Number 6 is going to be, it can be really seasonal, which isn't a bad thing, right? It's Virginia. It gets cold in the winter. If you're into fishing, there's great fishing there, of course, but in the summer, it can get really crowded. So if you're thinking about maybe living there year round, just keep in mind, you're going to have to deal with a lot of the restaurants and things like that closing early when it's a slower time. But in the summertime, you're going to be dealing with a lot of traffic, a lot of people coming to the area, a lot of boats all over the water. Definitely very seasonal area. Of course, this is Virginia, but during the summer, people will come from Philadelphia, New York City, pretty much everywhere to visit Lake Anna. So you're going to have a lot of people coming in and out. And I definitely think it's going to get a lot worse because guess what? There's not many lakes around here that a lot of people go to. So definitely keep that in mind. There will definitely be some seasonal population swings. Number 7 is going to be, now they've gotten better about this, but not everywhere has high-speed internet. I know you can do a Starlink, Elon Musk thing, and I think that can get a little expensive. In my parents' neighborhood, they finally just got like cable internet, but the cell phone service there is still spotty. They of course have put things on their roof to try to make it better, but whenever we go there, most of the time, especially if we're on the water, we don't really have great cell service, and many parts of the lake might not even have high-speed internet or a great cell phone service. So if you're someone who's working from home, you will definitely want to check that out before you buy a house there, because the internet there may not be able to handle all the speeds. Now, of course, there's tons of growth coming in. There's all kinds of houses, new development being built. So I expect the internet will get a little bit better, but definitely keep that in mind because, you know, especially if you're bringing in renters or you're doing the Airbnb thing, they are going to want high-speed internet. If they're a working professional, if they have young kids, especially, that is what I have seen from other clients who have rental properties. So definitely do your research on that. But like I said, if you're thinking about buying a home at Lake Anna, Virginia, definitely a beautiful place, probably one of the most beautiful places in all of Virginia. I have been going there all my life, and look, I turned out okay, right? So definitely let us know if you're thinking about buying a home at Lake Anna or anywhere in the state of Virginia, and we would love to help you.